You bought the journal, the nice one, hardcover, maybe even a leather strap, probably cost too much because that was part of the motivation. You were going to write in it every single day. You opened it on day one, wrote something deep and meaningful, felt like a completely different person. Day two, you wrote a little less. Day three, you forgot. Day four, you remembered at 11:47 p.m., stared at the blank page, felt a wave of guilt, and closed it. And now that journal is sitting in a drawer somewhere, judging you every time you see it. Hey, welcome to Betterish, where we make self-improvement less painful. Here's the thing about journaling. Every single productivity guru on the internet will tell you it changed their life, and I believe them. But they also describe these elaborate systems. Morning pages, 3 pages of stream of consciousness, gratitude lists, intention setting, evening reflection, mood tracking, habit tracking. And that stuff is great if you're the kind of person who already journals. But if you're not, hearing all that is like hearing someone describe their marathon training plan when you haven't run since high school gym class. It's overwhelming. It makes you feel like you're already behind before you've even started. And that's the trap. We think journaling has to be this big, meaningful, transformative ritual. So we set the bar so high that the only way to clear it is to sit down with a candle and a fancy pen and write something worthy of being published. And when we can't do that, which is most nights, we just don't do anything. And doing nothing feels worse than doing a little. But we tell ourselves we'll do it properly tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes next week, becomes next month, becomes that journal gathering dust in the drawer. So here's the lazy version. And I mean lazy in the best possible way. Write one sentence. That's it. One sentence a night. Before you go to bed, you open the journal or the notes app on your phone or a napkin, I genuinely don't care, and you write one sentence about your day. That is the entire system. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but one sentence isn't going to do anything. That's not real journaling. And I get that because I thought the same thing. So let me explain why this actually works better than the elaborate stuff, especially when you're starting out. First, it removes the barrier. The hardest part of any habit is not the doing, it's the starting. When you tell yourself you need to write 3 pages, your brain calculates the effort, decides that's too much, and reaches for your phone instead. But one sentence? Your brain can't argue with one sentence. It's so small that you can't talk yourself out of it. And once you start, momentum takes over. Some nights you'll write one sentence and close the book. Other nights that one sentence turns into 2, into a paragraph, into 3 pages. But you never have to promise yourself 3 pages. You just have to promise one sentence. Second, consistency beats volume. This is the part that actually matters. A journal with one sentence every day for a year is more useful, more meaningful, and more likely to still exist a year from now than a journal with 3 pages written on 2 days and then never opened again. The value of journaling isn't in any single entry. It's in the pattern. It's looking back after a month and seeing what your days actually looked like, what kept coming up, what mattered to you. You can't see that pattern if you only wrote twice. But one sentence a night gives you 30 data points by the end of the month. That's enough to start seeing your own life clearly.
Third, it gives you permission to be boring. This is huge. Most people quit journaling because they think every entry has to be profound. It doesn't. Some days are just Tuesday. Some days the most notable thing that happened is you had a decent sandwich. And that's a perfectly fine sentence for your journal. Had a decent sandwich today. Future you will either relate to that or find it funny, and both are wins. The boring entries are what make the journal real. They're what make it yours. A journal full of only deep thoughts is either dishonest or exhausting, and you don't need either of those at 11 p.m. So here's how you actually build this habit without hating it. Step 1. Keep the journal somewhere you'll see it at night. Nightstand, next to your phone charger, wherever you physically are when you're winding down. If it's in a drawer, it doesn't exist. Step 2. Don't pick a fancy journal. Use something cheap. The cheaper, the better. A spiral notebook from the drugstore. You want zero pressure about messing up the nice pages. Step 3. The sentence can be anything. What you did, how you felt, one thing you're grateful for, one thing that annoyed you, a random thought. There are no rules. The only rule is that you write one sentence. Step 4. If you miss a night, you missed a night. Don't do 2 sentences the next night to catch up. That's punishment. And habits built on punishment don't last. Just write tonight's sentence and move on. And honestly, that's it. That's the whole thing. No app, no system, no 5-step morning routine that requires waking up before the sun. Just one sentence every night in a cheap notebook about whatever happened today. It takes about 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds. I know you do, because you're watching this video. Here's your one thing challenge for today. Tonight, before you fall asleep, write one sentence about today. Just one. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about the rest of the week. Don't worry about whether you'll do it again. Just tonight, one sentence. If you don't have a journal, use your phone. If you don't like writing, type it. The medium doesn't matter. The sentence matters. Subscribe if you're trying to be a little better-ish. See you next time.